This is a battle in the Frankenfaction tournament between Frankenpontus and Frankenseleucid. Frankenpontus has Saka Noble armored general with Draco, a very dangerous shock cavalry. Then they have 3 Oathsworn. Quite unusual to see Oathsworn in the colors of Pontus, but they do look stylish. Then they have 3 auxiliary Balearic slingers. Well, no, 2 auxiliary Balearic slingers and 1 longbow hunter, interesting choice. Thracian warriors, let's see, a total of 4 Thracian warriors. A center consisting of the very sturdy heavy spears from the Getae. And for Frankenseleucids, we have, holy shit, we have 4 Cretan archers. And this is indicative of not wanting to make the most overpowered army possible, because Cretan archers, they used to be the best archers in the game, but then patches took away their missile block chance, which made them less powerful in melee and in skirmish. And it's a bit weird because the back shields bonus was taken away, but then it was brought in to Attila, where back shields give a bonus frontally against missiles. So a bit weird, bit inconsistent. Then we have Numidian cavalry, Eastern cataphracts, Thoreos, and only 2 Libyan infantry, I believe. Peltasts and Thoreos spears. So we have a very strong infantry army up against a very strong skirmish army. Now, in order for skirmish to work, the cavalry advantage needs to be secured, of course. And oh, there's some more Libyans here, so maybe 4 Libyans. Yep, 4 Libyans and 4 Levy freemen up front here. 2 Thoreos on the flanks. I like these army setups. It's not the most powerful army setups, but I like them. They have some nice ideas behind them, and it will be interesting to see if they can work. In this particular case, heavy spears hold the Thracian warriors, go in on the flanks, support, can do a lot of damage that way. The combination of the sturdiness of the heavy spears and the devastating charge but flimsiness of the Thracian warriors could make for an interesting combination. But the Thracian warriors are going to die instantly from focused fire from the Cretan archers. And sure, the Balearics can do a bit of damage against the Cretans, but 4 Cretans are going to slaughter 2 Balearics. So the cavalry has to do some heavy lifting here for Frankenpontus. And the cavalry is going very, very wide out towards the flanks. But what these heavy spears could do, the heavy spears could most definitely push away the Levy freemen, destroy the Levy freemen, and tie down the Libyan infantry, and that would leave openings for Frankenpontus to get in and get at these very dangerous skirmishers. But there are multiple lines here, so any cavalry that ventures into this area is going to come under fire from Thoreos, it's going to come under fire from Peltasts, it's going to come under precursor fire. So I really think these heavy spears should be the units that go in and deal the damage first. Longbow hunters alone in the center here, and it's not going to be long before the Cretan archers are able to fire on the Thracian warriors, and then the Thracian warriors are going to die very quickly. But it looks like the Cretans are firing on the heavy spears, and this is perfect for Frankenpontus. Just leave your Thracian warriors in the back and let the heavy spears take the fire. But it looks like the Thracian warriors are going to move up, and these Thracian warriors are going to die insanely quickly if they get fired on, but they don't get fired on. The Cretans pull back behind the safety of the Levy freemen. Levy freemen could do MLG stuff now and throw precursors at the Thracian warriors. And it looks like they're going to do just that, or are they? No, they are not. Not yet anyway. Libyans go out on the flanks, Cretans, but the Cretans should have been firing for... it's pretty bad that they haven't killed a single Thracian warrior yet. But here you see the devastation caused by level 3 precursor volleys against the Thracian warriors. They take a lot of damage, and the longbow hunters, of course, get wrecked instantly against the Cretans. Level 3 men go in to stop the charge of the Thracian warriors, then Libyan infantry is sent in to support, so the Libyan infantry should have no problems here killing the Thracian warriors. The Thracian warriors basically get killed by precursors here. So Thracian warriors wasted a bit of fire from the Cretans, destroy what's left of the Thracian warriors. Nicely done there. Now the Cretans are in poor formation for skirmishing. The auxiliary Balearics, however, are not firing on the Cretans. They're firing on this blob. The heavy spears take the charge from Libyan infantry. They should be able to hold for some time. Numidian cavalry rushing up towards the Saka Noble Armoured. And the Saka Noble Armoured are not going to like the elite javelins from the Numidians. Ooh, the Eastern Cataphracts might get charged here by the Saka Noble Armoured. They do get charged, they do get Dracoed, and the Eastern Cataphracts are not going to like this one bit. Swinging around here and getting into the rear could be a very nice move for Frankenpontus, but the Saka Noble Armoured takes so much damage from the Numidians. Their charge gets stopped, they get stuck on the edge of the unit. And the heavy spears get ground down by the Libyan infantry. So this is looking very, very bad for Frankenpontus. Auxiliary Balearics chased away by Levy 3. And sending in Thracian warriors unsupported, very dangerous. Now the Levy 3 here managed to get into Auxiliary Balearics. They're going to pay for themselves very handsomely in doing this. The Oathsworn come in, but the Oathsworn are alone at this point. Peltasts being sent in against heavy spears to stop them from getting into the Cretans. Over here though, the Saka Noble Armoured ended up losing the engagement because they had no support. Didn't get too many kills. This Saka Noble Armoured isn't going to get very many kills either, and then they're going to die basically. The Cretans gotten some nice kills, but this is a bit of a problematic blob for them. Still, I think Frankenseleucid definitely has enough left to do very well in the late game here. But these heavy spears, if they get into the Cretans, that might be a problem, and the Cretans aren't pulled out. Going into shield screen, which is a bit of a mistake at this point here, but there is Oathsworn support coming in. The Oathsworn getting precursor volleys into the Cretans, and if these Oathsworn manages to get into the Cretans, and it seems like they do manage to get in, or what the hell are they doing? I have no idea what these Oathsworn units are doing. Oh, they want to turn around and face the Eastern Cataphracts that are coming in to seal the deal. Eastern Cataphracts in the marching column. So they're going to be smashing into the Oathsworn, but a lot of Oathsworn are going to be safe from the charge of the Cataphracts. Same thing here, this train of Cataphracts is, if they were spread out, they could destroy the Oathsworn quite easily, but they weren't, so they're not going to be able to. Here the Oathsworn gets surrounded by Levy Freemen and Libyan infantry, but the Oathsworn are going to be able to win this engagement. The problem for Frankenpontus though, they're general of the field. There are so many free units for Frankenseleucids here, and there are basically only these Oathsworns and Spears holding. The Cretans amazingly still alive, even though they've been sitting ducks here for the longest time. Firing into the blob here. That's going to do a lot of damage into the rear of both Heavy Spears and Oathsworn. Using heavy shot to make things worse for them, increasing the armor penetration of the arrows on the Cretans. The Numidian cavalry run around with flaming against the Oathsworn, which, I mean, at this point there is just friendly cavalry on these Oathsworn, so flaming against the Oathsworn probably should just use standard ammunition to kill Oathsworn in this blob, because flaming is not effective against infantry whatsoever. But the Cretans are almost free. Like, these Oathsworn are, since they were in shield wall, they aren't engaging these Cretans properly, and it's not like it matters much at this point in the battle anyway, but now they start to engage the Cretans properly, and they should get a lot of kills on these Cretans. They could just roll through here, and the same thing with these Oathsworn here. They're going to be rolling through the Cretans, doing so much damage to them. The Eastern Cataphracts charge into the rear of the Oathsworn, but the Oathsworn should be able to hold for long enough that these Oathsworn come in to destroy the Cretan archers. And wow, the kills on these Oathsworn are going to be insane on the Cretan archers. Numidians now out of ammunition, charging in. Yep, they're going to do some damage here, but they're also going to take damage. Because there was this heavy spear in here with counter cavalry tactics, so the Numidian cavalry is going to drop very, very quickly indeed. It would be awesome if the Oathsworn were able to pull it off, but the Cretan archers are out of the danger zone. They are firing into the blob, and the Oathsworn are going to get cycle charged and fired into oblivion by the Cretans. So let's just fast forward to the end of the battle, because there's nothing that Frankenpontus really can do here. And that's a GG. So Frankenseleucid of Tovarishch. Levy Freeman, 249 kills. Amazing job. The highest performing unit on the side of Tovarishch is a Levy Freeman unit, and that in itself is a victory. On Zillamaster's side, the Oathsworn did reasonably well. One heavy spear does a great job, but the Thracian warriors were unfortunately wasted. In order for this to work, I think 2 heavy spears would have needed to go on the flanks with their counter cavalry tactics to kill Eastern Cataphracts, and then 2 go up the center to push away these units, because all of these skirmish units have gotten a lot of kills. The Oathsworn take care of the Libyans, the Thracians support cav fights, and the free cav goes for the Cretans. But it was a difficult army to face. But I think Zillamaster could have done it with his army, and it's kind of cool, because this is an army. These 2 particular armies are 2 army setups I've never seen go up against each other before. So that's one of the cool things about the Frankenfaction tournaments. You get to see things you've never seen before in Rome 2. Strength and honor.